Okay, Cain Valasquez is home. Thank God Cain is back. Now, I'll just disclosure, I don't have all the details of every little thing that happened to his case. I know that, what was it, 4 or 5 years ago, he shot at that guy that allegedly SA'd his son at a daycare, and the guy was living at the daycare, and it was like the son-in-law or the son of the owners, and it was just a weird situation, right? And a situation that shouldn't have been happening, and then it comes out that, maybe this guy's done this multiple times, and this is, a pattern. This is a situation, and I think it's really easy to look at Cain and look at what he did and look at how he reacted and say, oh, well, I would have let the law take care of this, or this is a situation where the law should have stepped in, and we can't have vigilante justice, and Cain should have, allowed that. But what do you do? And I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not saying what I would do. I'm just saying, let me adjust this real quick. I'm saying, what do you do when the law doesn't work? When the law fails to do what it should do, like it still has, because this guy has still not been charged, convicted. He hasn't been tried for this. What do you do? As a father myself, I know what I would do, and I'll just say it's not. I don't know what legally I'm allowed to say, but it's similar to what Cain would have done or did. It's frustrating to see a situation like this, where a guy like Cain Valasquez, who's a threat to one person, which is the guy that did this to his child, is in jail or in prison, while the guy who is a threat to every child that is walking is out. He's still out, by the way. So, if you don't know the story, guy does this to Cain's son. Cain finds out about it. Allegedly, there's been multiple victims. Cain goes, drives up, tries to kill the guy, shoots at him, ends up shooting the father-in-law. Doesn't kill the father-in-law, but shot him, in a high-speed chase or whatever. Cain goes to jail. My interpretation of what happened was because the judge gave him the minimum sentence and gave all that time leading up to it as time served. My opinion, Cain gets out 11 months later for good behavior. My opinion is they did whatever they could to work within the laws of California and to just kind of give like a wink, like, hey, we're not saying we agree with it, but we don't hate you for it. So just kind of give him one of those. I think the judge, probably had his hands tied. I think he did what he could do. I remember as an MMA fighter, there was this huge Free Cain campaign, because everybody in MMA, somebody's a dad, or, we know there's parents everywhere. MMA is one of the few professional sports where kids are allowed, at the gym. And, if you try to do that with football, it's really hard unless you're like the quarterback of a winning team. So, there's proximity to the greatness. Like, you could go to my MMA gym right now and spar with Sean Strickland. Like, the guy's former world champion. Like, these are things that we have an ability to be around people and rub shoulders with people, even if we're not quite at that level, where other sports don't have that. And we saw the situation unfold kind of right before our eyes, and every MMA fighter just went, man, what is going on? Like, this could be us. Like, we wouldn't do anything differently. Now, I do think him being in California, there's an element of that where it's like, golly, man, like you don't know what's going to happen in a jury trial in that state, because you get 11 libs and one conservative, where he's at in California. It was a tough thing, and fortunately, nobody saw Cain as a criminal. Everybody saw Cain as somebody that would do exactly what they would do in that situation if the law wasn't able to get to them first. And, moving forward, I think that's an important thing, is that the law needs to get to certain people before the dads can. Because I just know that especially if you do it to somebody like Cain Valasquez's son, you're gonna face some serious consequences. And that guy did, and if you ask me, he didn't get enough. And he's still out there on bail, walking around waiting for his trial. It's just a shame. It's a shame, but Cain is back, and we're all happy about that. Free Cain. I think the MMA community did everything they could when it happened. It was unfortunate that we couldn't do enough. There wasn't enough push, and we couldn't get 0 time served. But 11 months on a attempted murder charge is, I'd say that's about as good as you can get, right? So, all that to say, Cain's out. He's doing well. The MMA community's happy, and the world is a little bit better place now.